Hello, everyone, and welcome to Girls Run These Worlds. Tonight is Dark Rites and Other Forms of Exploitation, our deviant game. You'll get to meet our characters, players, and their characters last week. I'm going to have you all go around and introduce yourselves and your characters again, starting with Nidra.
Hey everybody, I am Abby. I am playing Nidra Nikorchik. She is an autoergic invasive. So she is a computer individual programmer who uh, toyed around with the idea of becoming something more and kind of broke herself in the process. She is currently dealing with concerns about her old boss, Pragma Dynamics.
And Gail.
I keep forgetting that's me. Hi, I'm Arnica, and I'm playing Gail, your resident biomechanical bird god. Maybe, probably, one day. And last week I did a little bit of flying with a body that's a little bit too heavy to fly, but I really wanted to get across that road. I'm very big. I can be seen on the ground. And now I get to deal with that this week. That's going to be fun.
Okay, and Jessie.
Hello, my name is Jessie. In this game, my name is May. I am your undying flower girl who's got a bunch of stuff growing out of her. And last time, I was really just kind of comic relief and trying to spread the good cheer around. So this week, we'll see if that continues or if I get real sad. Who knows? That's me.
And Francis.
Hi, my name is Fleet. My pronouns are she, they. My character Francis's pronouns are also she, they. Francis Erlitz is an OTD off the derech, which means that she left her ultra-Orthodox community, but unfortunately was kidnapped by a community service known as Helping Hands, who we encountered in the last session. You might not notice her at first, but when you do, she is a big fucking golem. So really, really hard to miss. The characters on my next spell, Emmet, which is truth. And if you erase one, we'll see what happens. She was turned against her will, so get ready for vengeance.
And Christiana.
Hello there, lovelies. My name is Angela. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here joining us this evening, and I will be playing Christiana Tia Oliveira, who is an epimorphic coactive, which is a fancy way of saying she originally volunteered to go through the process by which she became infused with the power of something otherworldly that at best could be described and understood by other mortals as a shadowy phoenix-like creature. And she finds herself kind of displaced out of time perpetually. And also light hurts her now, so that really fucking sucks. And she is currently dealing with a push and pull to find out more information about Seraphs of the New Dawn, you could say religious organization, maybe cults. There's, the words could sometimes be interchangeable in Tia's case, mostly the latter actually, but she doesn't want to admit it because Tia's an anxious being, but that is Tia. And we are dealing with the aftermath of that at the end of last session, and all of the other things that I'm sure will result from our party taking very calculated decisions in everything that we do.
Calculated what? What? Me? You?
Okay. So,
Try so hard.
Hi, I'm Nerdy Teddy. You can call me Sophia. I will be your storyteller tonight. And I going to be on the right page in my notebook. Now I'm starting to doubt whether or not this is the right notebook.
I
Did
have like
someone-
17 notebooks, so I don't know how you keep track, but this has happened to me many times.
This sounds
Never happened to me.
suspicious.
There it is. It was right in front of me. Never mind. Okay. I have to do a couple of rolls.
Ooh.
Oh yeah,
What's
we
gonna
made a
happen?
splash last time.
To start it
Splash.
out.
More like a big splash.
Oh, because you're big.
No, that wasn't the. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. That was the joke. You got it. You got it. You got it,
Yay.
BB. You got it.
Jessie, never change, please. Remain as wholesome and wonderful as you are forever.
Try hard. I appreciate that.
I know the world
Jessie.
probably won't let that be the case, but please continue to be as wonderful as you are. As best you can.
Okay. So last week, you followed a lead from a girl named Sally on the internet, and it led you to a library. You did a stakeout. You waited. You found her and her friend Jennifer. You escaped an attempt to follow you back to the compound by helping hand. You even gathered some information while you were there, and you eventually learned that Jennifer has been remade. We ended with y'all back at the compound, and Nidra sharing a photograph to Christiana that showed. Let me get this right this time. And that's the wrong paper. I did some notes at work, so I have some of them on a different piece of paper.
It was Jim
James
Henson.
Jim Henson, Evil
It was
Kermit.
Jim Henson.
Yeah, Evil Kermit,
I
Evil
remember.
Kermit.
James.
whose name is
Henson.
Constantine.
Oh, wait,
Yeah, I remember Evil
do we get
Kermit's
the
name.
bad Keanu Reeves live action version, or do we get the better live action version, or do we get the animated version? Because if we get the animated version, I'm okay with this.
No,
enjoy
we
the
get the
Keanu
frog
Reeves.
who broke out of the Russian gulag, whose name is Constantine. That's the Constantine we're all getting today. Not the one who nailed King Shark, not the one who didn't nail King Shark, and not Keanu Reeves. Bless his heart, he tried really hard. You know what? That's Constantine 47 worlds over. That's the one. That's the Constantine from the weird Rick world. The one where they're like, not this Rick, he's weird. That's who John Constantine shares a world with. Anyway,
I'll draw a map or something to keep track
Okay.
of all these Constantines.
So, James Henson, who works for
James.
Seraph of the New Dawn. Now, I know you kind of explained a little bit about them, but would you like to fill in the audience so they know what we're looking at?
In regards to the organization Seraphs,
Yes.
yes. Seraphs of the New Dawn, as far as Christiana understood it, was meant to be primarily the kinds of folks who are like outside of like transit stations, or who are at like city corners and stuff, who are talking about their faith, who always look like very well dressed, like really easygoing, probably somewhat nice people, but they're kind of always preying on the folks who like are really desperate, or at least to them give off the impression of like, hey, we know you're having a rough time. Would you like to meet with some folks to feel a bit like better about yourself, or just, just find some community, find some connections with other people. We understand that you might not feel great about yourself sometimes. And it's the kind of thing that when you have no concept of self-esteem, not low self-esteem, just no concept of self-esteem, yeah, there's some kind of unpleasantness with it. There's a lot of ideas about how those who are disposable should be the ones that they look for. and that essentially they will be the ones who will usher in a new dawn, hence the name. So it's a cult. It's probably a cult is what is the best way of putting it. It's the nice way. Tia will not accept that it's a cult. That's why she always says religious organization that went awry or something really needlessly complicated, but she doesn't really want to accept that she got preyed on by a cult. So yeah, that's it.
Just talking to the cast. Raise your hands if you think you'd fall for a cult in IRL. Yeah.
Raise your hand if you've been talked out of starting a cult IRL. See, I was about to say, I know there's at least one other of you who somebody looked around and realized that you had 6 real easily confused people doing things that you could have done yourself and went, now stop. Maybe that was me. I wish I was lying, but I'm not.
Look, not all of us are as capable as you are, Arnica. I think that's just a statement about you.
Is this related to the arson we found out at the Burger King? The six arsons that you put out?
Arnica's the cult leader, and we are the
I'm
followers.
just going to say, I hated working at Burger King, and I did get to go outside every time the store was on fire. No, I did not have anyone set fires at Burger King.
All right,
Sarah, we're
off
topic.
We're passing over the arson
we're
fires that we talked about last week.
Sarah, we're talking about Sarah.
Please.
Is there anything else about Sarah?
It's the kind of people who I guess the simplest way to describe them, if you want a really nice visual reference, is think the alt-right, like the rebranded alt-right, but the religious version of that. So like the kind of folks who are like, look, we're not saying that people are going to be banned to damnation or anything like that. We're just saying that maybe there are some souls who, if they died or were offered up, the loss to the world is not terrible. I mean, they feel sad already. They're okay with this. Like, that's basically in the most succinct and terrible way I can put it. They're that kind of person.
Okay.
So, dear God, the fact that there is a poll about cult status going on.
Please make sure to vote in the poll.
Be sure to vote in the poll. At the end, we'll do whatever the poll says.
Start a cult, be in cult,
Start a cult again. You all know you want to. Anyway, that's Seraph. And we saw a picture of one of the guys from Seraph with helping hands, which connects back to my nonsense. So, and they are also very alt-right adjacent. So it is suspicious.
So, would you rather be at the same night, or do you want to start waking up in the morning?
Let Angela answer that
Tia,
one.
because Tia's the one who just had a nasty shock.
I'm gonna let Tia pick that choice.
I'm gonna say it's the next morning, but she really hasn't slept.
Okay.
Like she did the best way of putting it. She did that thing where you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep. Is it in bed? And it's like, there's a YouTube video that's only like 30 minutes. Like, that's not that big a deal to stay up 4.5 hours later. If I just wake up later and it's like 7 hours only, I can still get up before like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Nah. She just stays through the whole night. So she's kind of she reached the point of staying up where she had to make food in order to try and fall asleep again. And she still didn't fall asleep again because she was like, but I have to be up in 3 hours. And why don't I just stay up 3 hours instead of sleeping the 3 hours?
That sky turned the shade of oh shit blue. Yeah.
Too late
Okay.
now.
So, Tia's still up. When do the rest of you get up, or do you go to bed?
May definitely goes to bed because as soon as the sun really starts going down and it's like real dark, she falls asleep. She can't stay up without the sun, basically. Like, she can try, a bit like a solar powered battery where she stores up enough energy. But then once that runs out, she's like, okay, night. And she just kind of goes to sleep wherever she is. So she wakes up whenever the sun starts to come up. She has no curtains in her room.
No, you're a precious little fern. I love it.
Oh my God, you're like a bird.
And yeah, the flowers like close and then they open. They turn towards the sun. That's me.
God, living with you during like daylight savings time must be wild.
One of those.
I feel like Nidra is up at least a couple more hours because she's got the sense that, again, somebody is watching, and that's going to make her edgy and start trying to cover up digital footprint and like just scrub and probably just go read a bunch of articles that will piss her the fuck off.
Are you looking for anything in particular, or just looking for stuff that pisses you off?
Oh, no. At this point, it is, she's gonna hunt down what's happening with latest company stuff, because we are getting the feeling that she has the feeling that we've been made. And so now at this point, it's on her brain, whether she's actively hunting or not. Like, she's like, okay, shit, I gotta see what's happening because this will be a problem fairly soon.
This is your father's company?
No. She does not have family ties. She ended up joining when she got really involved in her transhumanism. And this was a group of enlightened visionaries and scientists that really understood her, and at which point she joined up with Pragma.
Okay. So there, for Pragma, what you find, like a basic, easy to find search is like there was an award ceremony where like somebody won like a really, not like a Nobel Prize, but like a low level prize of something. A couple like general company announcements like, oh, we made this much this quarter, and that they signed a new contract recently with a new security service, Aphrodite Security Service.
Right. Damn. Oh, well, okay. At least we have some sort of, I've heard of that one. That gives me something to look into. Great. Wait a second. The gentleman in the vans, was there any sign of a logo or security?
Yes, he was Aphrodite.
Okay, got it. So yeah, that light bulb goes off, and anybody who's awake at 2 a.m. will suddenly just hear a loud cussing from the server room / place that Nidra holds up. And yeah, it is literally on the lines of, damn it, that was the moment I could have, and then goes back to work. And we'll doze off probably about an hour later as her physical body tells her that she cannot keep doing this. She gets mad at it and she goes to sleep.
Okay. What about Gail?
So Gail has come home in honestly kind of a snit. She thinks that she's being very grown up, and to herself in her snit, she is not. Lord, this bitch is not. She is very obviously having a hissy fit. If nothing else, the fact that her feathers are physically ruffled and puffed out to almost twice their size will tell on her, if nothing else. But does she think of that? No. She's being extra polite and extra good. Such a good host. You can totally tell that she wants these people in her house. That's why she's giving them the good bedroom in the attic with one exit. Easy to keep an eye on. To be a good host. But also, I'm feeling some kind of way, because here's the thing. These are my friends. These are absolutely my friends. I don't think my friends understand, though, that I don't understand that they're not also my new worshippers. Because you see, they live in my house, like my last worshippers, and they bring me presents, and they do my errands, and they make my food. And I know for a fact that at least one of them is literally not talking with their God right now. They told me that they used to talk with their God. I believe the other gods, just like me, are just walking around, hanging out. I believe that this is literally a friend who went to their God's house, got mad at their God, doesn't talk to them anymore, but is talking to me. So obviously, I'm doing a better job. Like, I feel some kind of way. She's not smart. She's a bird. She's trying to piece this together.
I have a question.
Yes.
Are you talking about me or are you talking about Tia? Because it could be either one.
To be fair, yeah, it could actually be
It
either
could
of
be
us.
either of us.
It technically fits both of us.
Who
Isn't
is
that
it?
a fun? Isn't that fun? Let's find out. I don't know. It's
Broke up
both
with
of
my
you.
God.
Honestly, though, I think you're. I am slightly convinced. I'm most of the time convinced that you guys are all my new worshippers. I knew if I stuck around, was loyal, was true to myself, new ones would come, better ones, ones who wouldn't try to kill me in the night. New ones have come, better ones that don't try to kill me in the night. But also, they just brought new people into my temple, into my home, into my sanctuary. Nobody even said, do you want strangers in the house? And now I have to stay up all night watching the door to make sure that they are actually here to be good worshippers and not to burn my house down. So I'm just kind of lurking at the bottom of the attic stairs like a big, scary gargoyle. My wings are slightly overheating. You can hear them ticking from where I strain them trying to carry my weight because I am heavy. I look like I'm human proportion. I weigh almost 600 pounds because of the wings, because of the mechs. They hurt when I fly. So now I'm just grumpy and sulking and looming in the dark. You know, like a reasonable adult.
Interesting.
I think Tia occasionally forgets you're there. Like she's so on edge the entire time awake that she keeps getting scared by you throughout the whole night.
A shadow. Every
one
now
of
and
the
then just passing by.
yeah, every now and then it's just like fucking like gargoyle bird shape, and she's just like, oh no. Because one of the fun things people forget to tell you about depression is that sometimes it causes memory loss. So I think her version of that is that her short-term memory is not the best at times. She's just like on edge. It's just like bird. Oh wait, no, it's just the god lady.
No, poor Tia.
Okay. And what about Francis?
I think every single time they go out, so my empathy is pretty high. Francis is a muscle, like is here to lift things, move things, but also Francis comes from a place where community, she's very keyed into the feelings of a community, almost to a toxic level for them. So whenever they come home, I think they immediately walk over to the record player and they take out like 3 records that are all about flying and birds, and plays Fly Me to the Moon for Gail and like swings the swing a little bit, like it looks nice. There's like maybe some ice out. There's always like there's a cup of water by everybody's room. And then I think Gail's getting them settled, but then Francis comes up and has like a shitty boombox on one hand and a CD in the other hand and knocks on the door. Francis is back in clay form as soon, Gail, as you touch the ground. That like kind of pasty Jewish kid just like re-wiggled and blew back out into this huge clay golem. So I'm back to my normal form and mimicry is gone. And I'm going to take a stereo and this small CD, and I'm going to give a little rap on the door to basically the teenagers' room who I think kidnapped. I don't know, but they came with us kind of willingly. I wasn't there. So I'm going to give a little knock on the door. Anybody in there?
Sally calls out, yeah, we're in here.
All right. I'm going to come in. Don't be scared. I look great. And I am going to kind of open the door and give a little wiggle of my giant clay little fingers. Hiya. Now you've had a long night. I'm not going to talk to you about everything. No, I've been there. Hey, no, it sucks. No, I also hate Denise. And they're going to take the record player is downstairs. The record player is soothing everybody else. They've split this up. They use music a lot, since it is important to them. And they are going to put the stereo down and they're going to pop it open or try to. They keep hitting it a little bit. They can't quite make the button go up. You a little help. Just push on the clay won't hurt you. The clay won't hurt you. Just put the button.
Yeah, she'll do that.
All right. Tries to open the little disc case. It was much easier getting this inside than out. You wanna.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. On it in tape is written very clumsily. Music for leaving a cult to. Like a playlist. I feel like Francis makes us so many playlists. Just for every situation, Francis has a playlist, and it's all like songs from the 30s to like now. She really likes Fred Astaire the most, I think. But it's all sort of like High School Musicals. Breaking Free is on there. Like she literally Googled the lyrics to a bunch of songs about freedom and just shoved them all on one and like did a listen. You put that in, you play that. I'll talk to you tomorrow. We don't need to talk tonight. Yeah. Which one of you is the one, the ashy?
Oh, me. I'm Jennifer.
Francis looks them up and down. You're passable. They did a good job. I'm kidding. It was against your will. I know that. It was against my will too. Maybe this is too soon. I will talk to you tomorrow. Yeah?
Okay.
All right. And Francis kind of like boogies backward as like the music plays, like dances out of the room, and then like shuts the door.
Moonwalks. Sorry,
Francis tries to moonwalk. I don't think Francis is like good at dancing, but I think that they love to dance. They love music, so they're just kind of like dancing out the door, and then they like dance down the hall, and they give like Tia a wave who's still up and just keep dancing because now they're in like the other musical area. I don't think Francis likes silence.
Okay.
That's why. That's my night.
Leave?
I think they hang out with Gail, honestly, for a while. I think they really like Gail. I think they're very refreshed by Gail. I think they pass out on one of the other swings by accident while staying up, like hearing Gail complain.
Okay. So the next morning, when you are all up, what are your plans?
I have to stretch first. Who wants tea? Tea? I'm gonna make tea.
You probably all find Tia. She's in the kitchen in like the main area, and you see that there's like this huge mixing bowl that she's like set aside, and like you see she's like in the middle of what might possibly be a second or third batch of cornmeal waffles that she's made for like everyone. She's like, it was kind of hard to fall asleep last night with everything, and I thought I would put some time and energy into being helpful. I don't know if that's a thing I can do, but I thought I could just make food for everybody. There's jam and there's butter, and there's also vegan butter, and there's other stuff. There's plates to enjoy. And she's just kind of like still like just her body is she's scrunching herself in, but because she's holding on to the mixing bowl, it's not as apparent that's what she's doing. It's obvious she's doing that, but she's like, it's like if I'm holding the bowl, it doesn't look as bad or as sad, right?
Tia, sit down and eat something. You made all this food. Sit down and eat something.
Yeah. You get to pick the record this morning.
Ooh.
It's an honor.
Hey, Gail, how are your wings doing?
I'm going to kind of stretch one out towards you. And at this point, because I did not sleep and they have not rested and they have continued to overclock, there's actually a faint smell of hot oil starting to come from them. And I am just shoveling waffles. I'm trying to make up with biomass what I did not make up for with sleep.
Oh, Gail, you can't do this to these things. You're gonna end up breaking something that I can't fix, okay? Like, jeez. No flying right now. Not until these cool off. And don't keep trying to charge them.
I am going to, like, I am still, you have never been looked at so dirtily by someone whose face is almost too full of waffles for their mouth to completely close. It is a hell of an expression, and I have mastered it just for you.
Mm-hmm. And like, she just sit and like, because again, this is not the first time that Gail has just given her a filthy look, but it's just like, yeah, okay. And when they stop working, what happens? I mean, again, we're attempting to keep this whole structure running as long as possible, as well as possible, right? I'm gonna take that as a yeah. Have some enjoy your waffles.
My waffles are delicious. Thank you, Tia. Just another whole waffle, literally just smeared with jelly, rolled up and shoved in like a taquito. Just
Taquito waffle.
That's
nasty.
That image.
It's absolutely nasty.
I have never heard such a like college student-esque way of eating a waffle to describe it as fucking shoveling taquito like a waffle.
So gross.
I
love you,
think
but that's so gross.
It really is. But I think also Tia like notes a spot in the kitchen for May. She's like, depending on I don't always know how much sunlight you need. It's kind of painful for me to get near it, to be honest. But if you want to have a like sort of thing to do with it, and she kind of like slowly props open a window she's moved around and done slight adjustments to in the kitchen, so that it gets a nice little specific like beam of light that will hit the spot that's yours at the table.
You're the best! And May goes over and like gives her like a very, like an awkward hug, but it's not an awkward hug. It's one of these where she kind of like gives Tia lots of space and just taps her on the back, because if May hugs anyone too close, they get poked by her thorns.
Oh, don't worry, I'm always in pain. It's okay.
No, don't. Thank you. Now go away from the light. Go. You don't gotta sit on this side. But thank you.
Oh, don't worry. I got burned a couple of times when I was making this. It's fun.
Yeah. Here, take your tea. She just shoves a mug in your hands.
Can't believe I just witnessed the Voldemort
It's hot. Be careful.
Hug.
Oh, it is a Voldemort. I'm trying not to hurt people here.
So 2 questions. 3 probably. One, what are we gonna do with the girls? Because they're gonna be looking for them now, but also the more of us in one spot, the bigger target we are.
That's true.
So put some thought into that, please. And we'll also need to ask them what they want, because they get to have that decision. People took away their decisions before. We're not going to fucking do that. And past that, do you all need me today? Because Otherwise, I'm going to go look into some stuff.
No, I'm going to go feed your little rescue traps company. Guess. I'm going to go feed the guests. I will not fly, and you will be fine. And I'm going to get up and just grab a whole second batch of waffles and some sweet stuff. And I'm going to wave at Tia, who just, you know what? They are so not scared of you, and they are so very scared of me. So between the two of us, I promise you, if they're not very scared of me, they will be. I'm very large, and I'm so tired, and I'm such a bitch right now. And I think I'm being a good person. You've got to come with me. If I see you cringing too hard, I'll know that I'm probably upsetting them too. Come along, Tia. And I'm just going to like cover you with my creaky wing, which I am not supposed to be spreading, but I have spread it because we're going to have to walk past like 3 big freaking windows to get up to the attic. And just going to be like, come on, just don't. I'm not even thinking about, does Tia actually want to come with me? I'm just like, come on,
Yeah,
Tia.
no, I think Tia has a whisper of like trying to contest this, of like resistance, and then it's like, well, okay, she probably knows what she's doing. She could probably also tell me what the gargoyle thing from last night was. Just like walking up. Once again, for folks who were not able to be here for the first episode, Tia is like a good 6 feet tall, but she is kind of always scrunched down, about a good 3 or 4 inches shorter than she actually is, because she's kind of always scared and on edge about everything.
Yeah. Have fun with the guest traps. People, things. Yeah.
Don't. Oh, May, why?
I'm just saying, have fun. We don't know what they are. Are they a trap? Are they not a trap? We had this discussion last night and we never finished it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, yes, I fully agree that they were probably used in a trap. But however, you just don't call people that? Like, damn.
That's fair.
But yeah, no, you're absolutely right, as far as I can tell. Though I do actually believe Jennifer when she said that she snuck out. So if it was a trap, it was probably Sally. Jennifer was just additional elements that set the whole thing off.
Bait. She was bait. That's what they're called. When you put a person in it. Yeah.
Yep, that is what they're called.
Nidra.
So,
Yeah.
do you want to do a roll to see if you can work out what the plan was last night?
Sure, I will take that.
Okay, so
Rollies.
Wits investigation. It's not exactly right, but it's close enough.
Sure, no problem. Let me check something real quick here. Cool. Yeah, we will keep that as is. So wits and investigation. Got it.
Oh, Nidra, you are smart.
That's what I got going for me. Get that 0 back. Come here, you. And it is 8, 9, 10s.
8,
Correct.
9, and 10.
Yeah, 8, 9, 10s are successes. I have 2.
And you
Okay.
get to re-roll a 10 if you get
Right,
one?
that was with the reroll. So
Hey.
Okay, so
Check papers out.
you're pretty sure that the plan was when they knew that somebody was talking with Sally and potentially looking into this, they pulled back, they waited, and the plan was to follow you and then scoop everyone up. But you caught on to their plan and were able to lose them.
got it. Okay. So yeah, it's yes, we ran off with the bait. That doesn't mean that we won't try to look again, or anyway, I don't know if this is, I don't know. I'm really torn between whether this exactly what they need, like they need more people like us, or if they just need each other, because that's what they seem to have been looking for, was each other. And if we're just making it way more complicated, but again, helping hands hurt them too. So if we, yeah, I'm overthinking. I know.
Mm-hmm. Have a cup of tea. I think it's way more simpler than that. Yeah.
People are complicated. Sorry.
People, no. That's the beauty of people, is they're complicated. They can want and need two things at once. Yeah. They can want that. They can need that. But what do we need? Unfortunately, it sounds from what you were talking about that they knew we were all together.
Yeah, or they knew somebody who knew what they were is coming. I don't know if they knew it was us.
They saw your face, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did later see your, they now have a better idea of who's.
Yeah.
I think, one, I don't fully understand how that whole internet thing quite works. But I think we need to do something around that. You know that before we handle anything else.
Okay.
My concern is that if we let them go, they'll get caught and lead everybody right back to us. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
No, I mean,
we can't let them leave.
But you know exactly what I was just saying about, like, people already didn't let them leave.
Yeah.
That was the problem. So look, you know what happened with you.
Yeah. Well,
what are your thoughts
my situation is a little simpler. Helping hands did kill me. So I was already dead with a lot less options to save my own life. Happy to do it, but I think I would also have been terrified had I been picked up by all of you. No offense, May. You're stunning. You are stunning. But I think it's, especially with someone who looks like me and someone who looks like Gail, not for nothing, but we're freaks. You think someone who has maintained, no, you think someone who has maintained their body, who's lived in that world for so long, isn't going to think, oh, these people, they want me, but I'm not like them? I don't know. It's complicated. I see both sides. I think people can want two things at once. I think we feed them. I think we take care of them. I think we help them figure out what comes next. But I think we need to really let them know the seriousness of what's happening. They're being hunted. Yeah. There's no more peace. There's no more rest.
Yeah, unless we stop them, they keep coming. And so we need to figure out how we're going to do that.
And the helping hands might end up trying to make more of them if they want to keep trying to lure us out. If that's kind of what you think is happening.
That is grotesque. I mean, ish. It's they seem to be trying to refine their technique, which is fascinating. But
hey, you think this isn't refined? Look at me. You think this isn't refined? And then Francis flexes.
I call it raw magnetism.
Francis, I've said it before and I'll say it again. You're not freaks. Everyone, while you didn't choose to, you are extraordinary. All of us are. It's literally more than we began as, and that amazes me frequently. Anyway,
I think for this one, listen, I respect where you're coming from, but you chose this. Yeah, you chose this.
Yeah.
She didn't. I didn't. It changes how you think about yourself, how you think about the world.
I'll stop. Anyway.
No, 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 no,
Right.
no. I think it's one of those things where that's the point isn't like, hey, stop talking. The point is like, I think of the people who are going to talk to Jennifer and decide what happens to Jennifer. I'm going to be honest. I think it's up to Tia and Gail.
I wasn't gonna do it at all anyway. May's really good with people. I was just gonna
That's
get back to
true.
work.
Okay.
So what do you want me to find on the internet? And I'll just get out of the way.
Pictures of cats.
How did
No,
I
that's
know?
not what we're doing today.
Pictures of cats. Can I have some memes? A little meme as a snack? I learned that one yesterday.
Francis, you remembered how to say meme properly. I'm so proud of you.
Gail can say meme properly.
Don't say that, Gil will get mad.
I will find you something, but then I will actually go find us an actual thing we gotta find. And if not you, I need to talk to a guy.
Thank
Well-
you, Nidra.
Did you hear anyone else's name who we know of in Helping Hands?
I mean, we learned about Alan, whoever that
Yeah.
is, who's some sort of project manager. We did hear Sophia. We did hear the name Diane.
Right.
Okay. There was apparently somebody else on site named Diane, but I'm not getting last names off either. Apparently, there's a security system that they're using that's actually the same as my company, and it's a really shady fucking group. So now we got to find out more about this because honestly, if I can get into that network, and that's what's got me fascinated. And like she's just off. Like she didn't even catch your whole alert. She's just at this point of the. And honestly, if I can get into that database and the entire security system, then at that point I have access to,
Gonna reach over
anything
and
involving
clap
helping hands.
Nidra on the back.
Oh, good. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nidra,
Mm-hmm.
I know exactly how you can find Diane.
Okay, is this who I'm looking for? Because I was looking for the security system. Who's Diane?
Fucking Diane.
Oh no, not again.
Fucking Diane. Sold
Oh, no.
tried to sell essential oils to me in the lobby.
Oh
of
no, is it
Helping
this Diane?
Hands.
Is
That
who
Diane.
this is?
It's fucking Diane.
Okay.
So you can look on the Facebook page where she is very active.
If I find you where she is.
I'll beat the shit out of her.
Okay, that's all right. Yeah, that's no, I mean I get it. Like I get the urge, truly.
Him.
And then I'm gonna okay, yeah, I can prioritize this. It's fine. So you want me to look for Diane and then I'm gonna get back to the other stuff.
If you
right?
just let me know what Diane might be doing, a party at someone's house. All we need is that information and then you can move on. It's very easy. She's very public.
That's fine. But again, like collateral damage, we're gonna watch out for other people. Like I get it. Some people really deserve this shit. Maybe not everybody at a Tupperware party. Maybe.
I think
Maybe.
what
Man tried to
Nidra,
sell my body.
I think
You know what? You're
Nidra's
right. I'm
trying
not
to-
having this conversation. And Nitra literally like grabs 2 waffles off the table and walks off. Like, woo, this is getting non-productive.
As you were
Oh.
walking out the door, I screamed down the stairs, wear a mustache. Because like King Shark, I think wearing a mustache is a genuine disguise. I don't always, it'll work. I
will-
tell you to wear a mustache every time you leave the house.
I will be careful. Thank you.
Bye. Have fun.
May, I'm sorry. Were you going to say something?
I just don't know if it's a good idea to go around and punch people.
What if they really deserve it?
It depends on who else is around.
Hmm.
Because if they find you punching someone, even if that person deserves it, then those people might call other people, and then there'd be a whole lot of people who know that you were punching someone that they like,
Mhm.
and then they may come after you, and then they'll come after all of us. So you need to strategically punch these people.
May, can I let you in on a secret?
Of course.
I say those things to get Nidra upset. I would
That's
never
not
do
nice.
that. Oh, Nidra worries too much. She has
I
to be
don't-
relieved about something.
That's true.
But the fact that I didn't punch someone in the face today at random, let it be that. At least I can control that.
That's a good point. I like it.
Yeah, you should threaten to punch people too in front of her. I think she'd like that.
I think she would laugh.
I think
Which
you've
would be
got a
good.
powerful punch.
Haha. And May gives a
Uh-huh.
little punch in Francis's forearm. wherever
Yeah,
I
you could do
reach.
that. I'm very hard to hit. I have just to let people know, I have a thing called carapace. So really bullets can't even hurt me. So your thorn like punches in weakly. Oh, it's like a little, it has a give to it. So it's not like you're punching cement. It's like it's a moldable clay. So you punch into it
Ooh.
and there's like a little puncture mark that slowly starts to heal up. And I go, ah, I have some.
Ha! I win. Please don't die. Ah! What have I done? No, Francis. Gail,
I'm
I
alive.
killed Francis.
No,
Oh,
I'm
wait,
alive. I'm alive. Don't call them down there. They've got their own thing going on.
they're alive. Never mind.
And
So,
And then it just continues.
what do May and Francis have planned for the day?
Francis, what do you want to get up to today?
I don't know. I'm going actually. Oh, I forgot to ask Nitra. Maybe you can help me. And Francis takes out their headset with that connects to a Walkman. Again, Francis can't touch anything delicate like a smartphone or anything like that, or a flip phone. It's too much for her fingers. So they have a Walkman to play music into when they're just out about doing errands. I remember yesterday was very difficult because we all got separated. I think it would be easier if maybe we could, I don't know how you would do it, turn this into some kind of communication device.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Maybe that's a Nidra question.
I think Nidra would be better at it. But let me percolate it in my brain a little bit. I know some stuff.
You're very smart. Do you want to help me with the garden today?
Of course.
I'm building the trellis like you asked.
Thank you.
And build the garden. We'll plant some seeds. Do you think Gail likes catnip? What do birds like?
I don't think they like catnip if they're birds. I think
know.
they like seeds.
Sunflowers?
Yes. But also there is one other thing I was thinking about.
Yeah.
Well, I heard, and this was a while ago, so I could be wrong, and maybe the details have changed, but I heard some stuff through my networks about this event that's coming up, and I don't know if we could go or one of us could go, but it might be a good spot to start finding info about my things with my dad and my mom, maybe. So
It's a family thing. I thought you were asking me out. I see.
I mean, well, we could table that for another time.
No. Too late. Yeah, let's see if we can go to the event. What kind of event is it?
It's like a fundraiser for charity, only with really fancy people.
Oh, I'm sure maybe Tia would be good at that. I'm sure that Nitra would be good at that. I have another secret to tell you. I know my beautiful visage may not look it, but I've never been to a fancy party before, but I've seen them on TV.
Ooh.
Seen them on TV.
Well, we'll have to find costumes that are fancy enough to fit in. And then maybe we can just like sneak in the back, and we could, you know what we could do? We could pretend to be like entertainers that they hired for the party. No one will guess anything.
What kind of entertainers? Like singing?
No, just like living statues. These people are into that kind of stuff.
What? That's
They have all sorts of things like that.
terrifying. And also, I am a living statue.
Oh my gosh, I never realized that. It's perfect.
We have to run it by Nidra and the rest of the team, but I'm on board.
I like it.
All right. To the garden?
To the garden.
We're going to garden the rest of the day. And May, I feel like we'll just talk about all the parties that she's been to and like get really excited. And Francis will just like be the active listener and just like let her go.
Talk about all my clothes that I used to wear to them. Yep.
Yes. Love to instigate a gay panic. Everyone will get one.
You mean will suggests we already haven't.
Continue
I
to.
incite the chaos. All right. I think that's going to be it for us, Sophia.
Okay, so Gail and Tia, you're heading up to the attic.
So we're gonna go ahead and head on up. I'm gonna lead the way. Would it be easier to just kind of shoot you ahead of me? Yes. Is that good behavior? No. I don't know what they do. What if they launch fireballs? What if that one explodes? What if they both explode, but only one of them knew they could explode? I don't trust these girls. So I'm gonna go in first, holding waffles like a weapon, like wielding waffles like a weapon. Just you have just in front of me. So the compound is fairly big, and the big house itself is quite large. The attic is bigger than the average, like, good sized 1-bedroom apartment in not a big city. So, in somewhere not New York where you can get like more than 500 feet of apartment, a decent size. And so, but they've kind of huddled into a small area. They've made themselves a little spot where they feel safe, even though there are beds. I didn't just lock them in the attic like, ooh, it's flowers in the attic. There's a guest room up there. It's old, it's dusty, but it's there. They were they were they were settled into a spot, and they are just kind of, I'm full out. My wings are exposed. They are stretched because at this point it's aching to pull them in. It's aching to pull them out. They are just really starting to give me a hard time. And I'm going to just kind of loom over them, holding the waffles, and let them know exactly how it TI is. I'm going to look down at them. I will probably have to roll for this. Do you want me to roll before I tell you what I do, or after?
Let's do before.
Okay.
I'm assuming you're going for a intimidation.
Which is,
In this case, I would like you to use presence intimidation because you are trying to use your presence specifically.
presence plus intimidation. My intimidation is 3, and my presence is also 3 because I'm really big. Let me roll 60-10. See, I'm tired. I'm singing these goofy little songs. Why is my dice calculator not help? Please help. You know what? I'm gonna use my other dice. I will not be treated like this by a computer. I will not have it all. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 5. That's 6. 60-10. I got a 9 and an 8. And then the rest of them are 3s. I've never seen this many 3s. That's very funny.
Okay, so Sally is more intimidated by you than Jennifer is. She's more impressed by you than intimidated at this point.
Okay. So, cool. I can work with that. I'm going to see that while they don't look terrified, which is good, because to me, anyone who looks too scared looks different than anxious. I can tell the difference. And anyone who looks too scared, I immediately assume has done something. They're scared because they have done something wrong, and they are in the presence of judgment, and they don't want to get caught. So the fact that they don't look scared, just kind of like, the fuck is happening? Why is my life? That's a good thing for Gail, and it's about to be a good thing for them. I'm going to soften my approach because of that. I'm going to go ahead and gesture with the waffles a little more gently. No, you giant, huge cat, come here, you butt. I'm going to gesture with the waffles a little more gently and be like, you are bait or a trap, but you're also guests. You have been rescued, and I'm going to need you to stay here. You need to stay for a couple days, at least until we figure out who wants you. And then if you want to stay longer, you can stay longer. If you want to leave, you can leave. If you try to leave early, we will not chase you down, but I will never let you on my land again. We brought you waffles. Tia will say all of that nicer now. And I'm going to go ahead and hand the waffles to Tia and be like, go ahead, my happy translator. Just on the spot. You're here to make them feel safer. This is a great plan. I'm so smart, SMRT. I've got this.
Yeah. I think there is a look. Okay, first off, what am I reading off of their faces right now in terms of how they are doing in response to that?
Jennifer is thoroughly confused. Sally is a little more anxious, not frightened, but anxious by what is happening. She doesn't quite understand everything that is going on either, whereas Jennifer is a little more in the know.
Jennifer is the one who has the fire abilities, correct?
Yes.
I think Tia straightens up like to her full height, but tries to walk as softly and as comfortably as she can, and just sets the plates of waffles down in front of them. She says, how are you both doing? Were you both able to sleep last night at all?
Yeah, well, I slept. I don't know if Jennifer did, but I slept, yeah.
And like kind of turn over to look at Jennifer. Was it harder to sleep?
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, I realize looks over at Gail. Gail is comes off very strong, very, very quickly. This is just who she is pretty much all the time. But we do mean it when we say we are hoping for the best for the both of you, and we are honestly not trying to keep you here against your will. Our major concern is just to make sure that you're going to be okay, and we're concerned about the kind of people who might be interested in you, especially with what happened to you, Jennifer.
Is it safe for us to stay here?
This is probably one of the safest spots you can be in for right now. I'll be honest and say that I never feel safe pretty much throughout any spot I'm in the world. And that was even before I had what happened to me happen. But I can say that the folks here are for the most part pretty great. I think if you're looking to make some connection with some folks who are genuinely, she puts a lot of emphasis on the following word, trying to be good. I think you'd be hard pressed to find more, but also, listen, I don't expect you to trust us immediately. We did just kind of pull you out of a weird situation and such. I just know it's not always the best to be trying to deal with things on your own, and it's very difficult to feel like you kind of have to only have like maybe at most one other person to be there for you. You can ask us and it's not going to be really that much trouble. And I'll say it even more directly, if it was going to be trouble, it's trouble we're willing to deal with.
can you help us leave? Like leave Milwaukee?
We can see what we can look into whatever we can do around that. May I ask, if it's not prodding too much, why you're interested in leaving? Who is after you and what are you afraid of?
I I'm a I'm I don't know if anybody's after me, I guess. I mean, I, I don't remember much from the last couple of weeks, but like I'm pretty scared of those people that I was with, the helping hands folks. I just kind of want to put distance between me and them, us and them.
That makes sense.
I'm gonna
If
go
you-
ahead and I'm sorry.
No, carry on.
I'm gonna go ahead and step forward a little bit and just kind of cross my arms and looming a little bit behind you. Just be like, if you're scared of them, this isn't the worst place you could hide. People who come here without permission don't leave often. Not with information. I will not unmute. Please help. Okay, am I unmuted now?
No,
I can't tell.
Or you're fine. We can hear you. I'm just thinking.
I muted myself on and off like 3 times and I couldn't tell what was going on by the end.
You're fine. You're fine. Um, Jennifer says, okay, I don't, what would I need to know?
In terms of getting out of town and such.
Get like what's yeah. What do I need? Like, what should I know about Helping Hand as well?
They're very bad people. They took a friend of mine away, and they're back, but I sometimes have wondered whether or not they came back or not. But that's my conception of who that person used to be, if I'm being honest. But aside from that, they're taking advantage of people. They're preying off of folks who need help and who are desperate. And honestly, I don't think they're the only folk who might be interested in you either.
Okay. So, what do we do? What are y'all doing? How do you?
We're investigating. We're looking for info. We're doing what we can in our own ways, using the kinds of things that we can do of our own accord and that what we've gone through has given us. And you see that there's she takes a moment to like slowly like shift back aspects of her hand so that it's much younger, and it definitely looks like hairier and like much closer to like a teenage boy's. It's not always the funnest thing, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I understand that part.
But look, we'll do whatever we can to get you whatever information that we think could help you. And yeah. If you I think Tia like takes time. I don't want to necessarily go through it directly in this, but like I think she takes time to also explain Seraph's of the New Dawn as well. Like just the kind of people she mentions. And I think it gets to a point where she mentions the people who she's going after or who she's looking to find information on.
Okay.
And I think there's a moment where she hesitates around saying the name. She keeps referring to them as like pastor or like congregation leader. She'll say that. And then it comes to a point where she directly says, she says the name James Henson. And I think this is actually where I want to invoke something in my merits.
Okay.
Which is flashback. Sometimes deviants recall their torture and transformation vividly, whether they want to or not. Once per chapter, you can choose to accept the shaken condition for your character. She has had a flashback or vivid traumatic sense memory to an important part of her transformation. It's
okay.
She basically recalls something that's of relevance, and it might not be immediately apparent why that particular thing's important, but it should in some way affect it. But I think like she says the name, and I leave this over to you, Sophia, whatever it's going to be. I'll give you scaffolding for what it is. But I think just what anyone around her sees is that there is almost like an image of an outline of a human shows up next to her, but then it becomes much more avian and the face becomes like growling and full of anger. Like there is a very vivid sense of deep pain and anger that shows up. But I don't know what she sees beyond that. I leave that to you. But that's what everyone else sees around her when she has that flashback kick in and she says, I'm sorry. It's memories are hard sometimes. I hope the waffles are good. If you need any more or anything else, I can get you all. If you need more drinks or anything, just let us know. Yeah, I'm sure Gail can finish this up. I'll be right back, Gail, or maybe I'll let you finish this. Okay, bye. And she just like runs out the room and is just like against the wall, like on the stairs, and is just like breathing in just very like slowly and like delicately. And there's like if anyone sees her in any way, her whole body is clenched up.
Okay. Do you want to talk about this flashback more now, or do you want to talk about it later? Like if you just want to talk about what she's seen and reveal it later, we can just talk about it in Discord.
I'm happy to do it during the session. I would love to give, because I know that one of our players will be sadly leaving us. I would love to give more of the time that remains to Arnica and Gail, like getting to interact or talk with anyone else, because I'd rather cede the rest of the time to her.
Okay, so we'll come back. So Gail, what do you do in this attic here?
All right, so I know I shouldn't call it chicken foot. I don't know. I've never even really asked Tia what she calls it. It seems rude. It seems like asking somebody what they call the big tick attached to their neck. Have you named your goiter? So I don't ask Tia what it's called, but I do know how to work the TV. I figured out how to work the TV when I was quite young. So I like to watch weird cartoons. And I did watch Invader Zim. Gail loved Zim because Zim was weird like her. Zim didn't understand shit like her. And everybody just let him get away with it, just like her. It was like the perfect show. He had a squeedly splooge. She had wings that clicked. They were a match made. Oh, Lord, she's gone. I haven't even looked out. Just melted off the screen.
Oh, yeah. And Angela's just collapsed laughing, and we'll be back shortly. So, like, as far as I'm concerned, Chickenfoot is a genuine entity. It's obviously not good enough to be a god like me, but it's something, and it may be one of my enemies. I haven't decided if it's worthy yet, but I don't like Chickenfoot. So I now need to chase down Tia, stand close, but not look at her. I know how to do this. I've got this. I'm so good at this. So I'm going to look at them and be like, you can get your own drinks. You're not a prisoner. You're bait guests. I'm going to pointing at them, big finger. I'm just going to leave and close the door. It's not gently, but I didn't slam it. And I'm going to wander over to the darkest, weirdest little half an airing cupboard. If you've ever lived in a New England farmhouse, you know what an airing cupboard is. It's that ridiculous little piece of too small to be a pantry, too small to be a closet, because they built a weird little jut in for the 15th fireplace, and now you've got a space like 13 inches wide. So like, it's an airing cupboard. What are you airing? Dirty laundry. Go away. So she's over in that corner. And I'm going to walk and lean against the other corner of the wall so that we're not in eye line of each other. Although obviously there is an enormous wing sticking out on the other side. So, like a 2-year-old, I can't see you, so you obviously can't see me, even though, duh, you can see me. I'm going to be like, so I think you need a nap.
Saying this to Tia. I'll probably get some more sleep soon. And it doesn't usually hit me that hard when I bring up stuff. It's only the names that bring it up. Sorry about that.
Oh, don't be sorry. I know you don't like killing people, but are you sure I can't kill someone for you, Tia? Are you sure it wouldn't make you feel a little better? It really does make you feel better. For a little bit. It makes you feel better.
I kind of imagine it as like a moment where you see like God damn it, chat. Our viewers cannot see this, but our personal player chat is killing me, and I'm trying to stay in character, and it's very hard. I think there is a brief flash of like, if you've ever done like coloring books, and if you've ever tried to like give yourself like an outline of the area you're going to color in around it, like shaded it, I think the bird kind of shades out more of her aspect, and I think it's no, I'm just gonna be direct. I think it's almost a just straight up dissociative moment for her where she's just straight up saying, of course it would. Of course it would make things better. Of course it would. I want them gone. I want this. What I am to not be a mistake. And she like kind of snaps back into it. I don't necessarily know whether that's a good idea. That's It's I'll have to think about it. That is very sweet. I know that's a very kind thing coming from you, Gail, and thanks. Thank you.
Well, I can only give you a murderer nap. And if you don't want a murder, then you have to let me walk you through the sunlight so that you can get to your room.
Okay. And she does like the most I'm going to describe it as like she's like a little chickling, a little like baby chick, just like scrunched up against you, and is just like, you're very cozy, Gail.
It's the biomechanics. They're softer than they look, and they really are.
No,
For the most part, they do feel completely organic until they don't.
oh no, that's not what I meant. I just meant for as strong as you come off, you're still sweet to me. That's more than I ever thought I deserved. Or ever thought I could want, to be honest. It's great.
Well, of course I do, Tia. I take very good care of my people and my followers and my friends. My friends is the word. I take very good care of my friends. I'm going to go ahead and just leave you at your door because at this point, the smell coming off my wings is starting to bother me. Like, it's not particularly overwhelming. Nidra is familiar with it because she does so many of my repairs, and I'm familiar with it from my whole life. But I mean, it's not awful. Honestly, it mostly smells a little bit like a hot engine, but more like almond oil than anything else. It's not terrible, but when it's all you can smell, it's in your mouth, and it's starting to get on her nerves. She's very high strung. She's very overstimulated. Her brain is running as fast as all the rest of her systems, and she's starting to take in too much information at this point. So what Gail really wants to do more than anything is to look and see where everyone is. She knows where Nidra is. Nidra put on her fake mustache as she was told and left in the truck. Cool. Nidra, check. Tia has been dropped off in her room. The room is dark. There's too much sunlight for her to leave. She will have to take a nap. Check. I can hear Frances singing. Bless her heart. Check. May is somewhere. Let's look. So I'm going to wander around. It only take a second as I'm heading out the door to see that May is with Frances. So that is very excellent. I know where everyone is, which means that I can go to my very secret place. The one place that I have not shared access to, even with all my friends, even with Nidra, who has been with me at this point for quite a while, like not years and years and decades, but significantly longer than anyone else I've known who is not actually one of my cultists. And it's just one of the very few rules I have asked. And because I have excellent friends, they are really, really respectful of the fact that I said that this is my very special garden and I've planted everything I've ever loved here. And please don't walk in my garden. It's hard to get to. You got to go through a whole bunch of trees. It's a pain in the ass. So as I wander out to that really overgrown place, which no one else sees, I'm going to wander through, and it's pretty nice. It's under a couple of really heavy trees. There's quite a lot of wildflowers growing where they haven't been allowed to grow anywhere else, and they just tumble beautifully over all these little ridges and bumps in the ground. More than 20, less than 50. None smaller than 3 feet long, but none longer than 7. About 2.5 feet wide, a special garden where I planted all the things I love the most. And I'm going to sit down, and there is a tree where I keep my most precious possession, which is a box of letters. And that box of letters is from the only person who survived the night that I was supposed to ascend into godhood and or be slaughtered, whichever one actually happened. Neither one of them happened. My cult is gone, with the exception of my nanny. My nanny loved me so much. Like, she really loved me. She brushed my hair and she brushed my wings, and she used to tell me stories. And she told me the most wonderful story. Nanny named me. Nanny called me her little nightingale, and she told me stories about nightingales. She told me that once upon a time there was an emperor, and that emperor had everything he could ever want, and that he still wanted so much more. And that he was enraged one day when he found out that there was a bird, a beautiful bird, and he hadn't even seen the shadow of it. How dare something exist that wasn't his? How dare he not see the shadow? How dare he not hold the bird? So the emperor called out, "Find my nightingale, find my nightingale." And the nightingale came to him because it was generous and good and powerful. And it sang him a song so beautiful that for a moment, he knew he was small and ugly and mean and humble. So he put the nightingale in a cage and told it had to sing for him forever and ever. And the nightingale didn't. It wouldn't sing a word. It said no. So loyal fanatics who so worried for their emperor, their poor emperor, their sulking emperor who took to his bed and refused to move, made him a mechanical bird. And it was so pretty, and it sang so good, and it flew, and it did what it needed to do. But it didn't help, and he didn't love it, and it wasn't good. And so the real nightingale came back, and it sang, and he dropped his little machine bird, and it didn't work anymore, and no one cared because no one noticed, because the real nightingale was singing. And my nanny hasn't written to me in like 3 weeks now. I've been waiting, and I've checked all our mail drops. I got her out the night that no one else got out, and Nanny always writes to me, and Nanny hasn't written to me. And I think I'm just going to sit here and read my letters from Nanny and try to figure out what's going on. I'm a little confused today.
Okay. And my timing's right. It's about time for us to go to break. And I think that is the perfect spot for us to end on. Thank you, everybody who's joined us so far. We'll be back in a little bit. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. So, before we move on, I want to go over this flashback.
You want?
So, you are in a room. There is one really, really bright light above you. Everything is sort of blurred. One person that you recognize, I'll let you decide who that is later, steps up, speaking to another person. Do you think they'll work? And they step out of the shadows. They are pale and mostly human looking otherwise. It looks you up and down and says, "Well done, Seraph. Well done. I do think they will work." He reaches out a hand towards you. His hand is currently in the shape of a club, like a baseball bat. And as he reaches forward, it peels back into a normal hand. And he grabs your face to and like moves your head around to look at you. Yes, she will do very nicely. And that'll end our flashback.
I think after having like moved away from Gale, Tia is just sort of like steadying herself and is trying very hard. Probably still obvious that she's not doing so well, but she like goes and tries to find May and Francis and just try and see how everything's going with gardening and stuff. She's like having to be in the doorway to avoid any direct sunlight coming into the plants.
So I think based on what May and Francis were talking about, and Jessie, correct me if I'm wrong, we're making a trellis. A trellis is meant to create shade. I think we're making it specifically so Tia can hang out in the garden.
Yeah. Probably one that's like a walkway kind of thing. So it has like
we're not even close to that yet. Like we're putting sticks up. Like this is the beginning of something. Like we're doing our best. Like you're on my shoulders as we're like trying to figure it out. And we turn as one to Tia.
Tia! Hello!
Hey.
We're making a thing.
Oh, okay.
Look at our cool thing.
Do you need me to get out of the way?
No.
You want to come help?
She like goes entirely nonverbal and then she just like switches to like nods.
Right. I think we keep like, oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say, I feel like in the meantime, like while we're in the process of creating this trellis, to make sure that Tia can come out whenever she wants, we've at least like put up 2 posts and a tarp over the area. So Tia can be in there while we're working on it if she wants to. So she's got lots of shade.
Yay. Yeah, there's definitely she's definitely like bracing herself for the moment she walks out for the familiar kind of like migraines and like body pains to start affecting her. Like she's starting to have an allergic reaction, but she's like steps out and she's like,
I think we start cheering, like, you can do it.
Yeah. And I'm like, since I'm on Francis's shoulders, I'm like making shade. I'm like, come on.
You can do it.
Be your umbrella.
We start like backing up as you walk outside, trying our best to shield you. Because I think Francis, like, that's good. But I feel like Francis's shadow is pretty freaking big.
Yes.
So I feel like this
is like more like just trying her best. Top. Francis is actually helping.
Yeah, I think she comes out and she has this like moment of like it's very like duckling walk, like baby duckling walk over, just like anxious, but is like she has a smile that's not her normal anxious smile. It's like a really big, genuine, happy smile to be around folks. And she like just starts helping with stuff around.
Yay, Tia!
I think.
Oh,
go ahead.
So what do you two want to try and get up to today? I think Gail's going to be taking a bit of a rest. Do we want to look into more of helping hands stuff, or do we want to wait and check in with Nidra?
Did you find anything out about how are they doing?
I think they both want to get out of town, as from what they tell me. I think they get the impression Helping Hands is going to keep going after them, and they just want to get out of Milwaukee as fast as they can.
It's a bad idea.
Why do you think it's a bad idea?
Can I put you down?
Yes.
All right, elevator closing. Beep, 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 beep. And I start beeping as I just slowly put May off my shoulders. Listen, Helping Hands is, for all intents and purposes, harmless. I know it doesn't seem that way. They get to you in the churches and the whatnots and the depression groups. They're a PR machine. They're that's what they do. Helping Hands is terrifying, sad, but ineffectual. And when you are turned against your will, as it seems Jennifer was, if all she has is Sally, that will not end well for her. I know it's a nice dream to be able to leave, but that's what it is a dream. The reality is different. When you are turned against your will, and I don't know how much, I don't assume to know, I don't want to know. Yeah, I kind of want to know, but if you only have one person to hold on to and the rest is anger and rage and wanting of vengeance, the vengeance keeps you aligned. It keeps you stable. If she leaves that vengeance behind. Sally's her own person too. You think that's fair to her? One person depending on her all her life?
True. I wonder if maybe there's some kind of compromise where they don't have to leave, but we could help them hide, maybe?
Perhaps.
Help them find a place?
Well, they said they want to leave Milwaukee. And you know what? I don't blame them. The food here, fine. Could do better elsewhere.
I thought you liked my cooking.
Your food's fine. Milwaukee in general? No.
That's fair.
I'm not about it. But it's nice. It is sweet to help and want to help in that way, but I think it's gonna do more harm than good in the long run. And I know that no one wants to hear that, and that's, I'm the bearer of bad news and whatever, but that's the truth. You gotta have something to keep you going.
I think there's a moment where Tia, looking at Francis, says she thinks it's whispered, but it's said loud enough and definitely with more venom, I think, than she intended. It's like, at least she has someone who stuck by her.
Fair enough. I think I'm tired for the day. I'm going to go inside, play some jazz. Do you know if Nidra left already?
I believe she did. But
that's fine. I'll leave you two alone. You have a good time in the garden. I gotta go take care of some dance moves. And Frances is gonna kind of try and moonwalk away, but she leaves. She just smiles and leaves, which I feel like is what she does a lot.
I think she was uncomfortable. Huh.
Did I
Well,
did I upset her?
no, Tia, you worry about that too much. No, it was not
But
you.
I can usually read people pretty well. I think she might have heard what I said.
But that doesn't mean you made her upset. It might have reminded her of something that she went through. And I think the whole situation, it's pretty close to home for her. So I think it's just kind of got her all, jammed up. Like if she was made of jam instead of clay, and she was like, ugh. Does that make sense?
There, I think she short circuits just for like a second trying to process that thought. But I think she like turns to you, May, and she's like, May, out of curiosity, who are you looking for anybody?
Kind of. It's not so much that I'm looking for them because I kind of know where they are, but I guess you could say that I'm looking for them in terms of that whole vengeance thing. Yeah, I guess I kind of want vengeance, but I don't know if vengeance is the right word. Anyway, yeah, my mom and dad kind of did this to me. I forget if I told you that already.
I don't. I'm not always good with remembering things, which is a complete lie because she has eidetic memory that she has made clear. She generally remembers like everything.
And May 100% takes it as a genuine truth. So she's like, oh, right. Well, just in case, stop me if you've heard this one before. But yeah, so basically, I'm an only child. And back when I was younger, my mom and dad and I would go to all these parties and fundraisers for their company. And they made all these awesome drugs that helped people and cured them. But then I kind of got sick one time, which was really unusual because usually I had like amazing health, which is awesome. But yeah, then I got super, super sick. And so then they called all these fancy doctors and they got people from other countries, but nothing worked. And so eventually they tried some experimental stuff. And then I woke up like this. Cool story, huh?
It doesn't. Can I try to be honest with you?
I mean, yes, please.
Um, that sounds kind of like a lot, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, kind of. Yeah, kind of was. A little. I mean, it's tough to go from being a perfect, beautiful person and a poster child, and then you kind of just sit in the garden all day and your parents don't talk to you anymore. But it's okay. Stuff happens, right?
I'm earth, earthquakes just happen, storms just happen, like death sometimes just happens.
That's true.
But being actively turned into something against your will is it's not just a thing that just happens.
Oh, no, no, no. See, I'm not, see, I'm not like Francis like that, where I kind of was like, I volunteered for it, I guess you could say, where I was like, hey, yeah, I'm dying. Put the drugs in me. I didn't really have much of a choice, but I guess I said yes.
There,
Are you okay, Tia? Do you need some tea? Do you want a flower?
1 second. I need luck-based help making a decision for what to say next.
I have that effect on people sometimes.
Is this a statement made by May or by Jessie? Because I think thank you. That was the correct answer. I think there's like just a flash of like again that same Phoenix that like May definitely saw much closer up when she was like regressing, or when Tia was regressing back to the younger form, and it's just like, do you not think about your well-being at all? Do you always think that people are always going to care about you and not leave you to sit alone somewhere alone?
And May like takes this in, and for a second there's definitely like some shock on her face, but then after a second she like addresses the shadow and not Tia directly, but like wherever the shadow's face would be, even if it's not purely visible. It would be she would be like looking up, and she's just like, sometimes, but I like not to think about it too much because then I get real sad. And I don't like being sad. So I'm just gonna not think about that.
Not think about what? And
What
she's
were we
like,
talking about?
yeah, Tia's just kind of like, it went away and Tia's just there. She's like, oh, sorry, what was?
I don't think it was important. Let's go have tea.
Okay. Can I make you tea for once?
Yes, please. That would be so lovely.
Okay. And she just like goes and like is like making it like not even from like tea, like pre-prepared tea bags. Like she's finding like a jar or something, just filling a bag directly, has like the little strainer, everything.
Ooh.
Tea is not a rich person whatsoever, but there are tiny things she has splurged on and very nice tea making like accoutrement and such. She's just like setting it down, and she's like set it aside for you, and she just has a look towards you of like, it's not quite pity, but there is an element of like, I don't think I'm the saddest person in this household.
You don't need to be sad, Tia. I mean, I was about to say the sun is shining, but I know you don't like that. So night will be here soon, and that's great.
She, I, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. This is an in character thing. I think she just by reflex like gets close and like just wants to give you a hug.
Yeah, let's hug.
Yeah.
I hug you
She's,
carefully.
you can, do you, I think she, this is a weird thing. So the last thing on this scene I think is necessary to ask, but I think she asked it genuinely. How do you genuinely let yourself feel any sort of rage towards people who she's about to say did this to you and then changes it to were involved in what happened to you?
Oh yeah, sometimes, especially like there were some doctors I really didn't like. Like they were not nice. Not nice at all. But like my mom and dad, I can't be mad at. They love me. They were just trying to help me. They didn't know this would happen. But yeah, there's some people that I freaking hate. But only sometimes.
And scene. On that note, of just two very repressed sad girls, just like holding back a lot of emotion.
I'm not sad.
Okay. Ninja, where are you?
Sure. So yeah, Nidra immediately started like getting ready to go head out. Again, she's edgy right now. She's concerned. So I think actually she goes to part of her stash here, and she pulls out her handgun that she keeps, and I think she's going to go ahead and integrate that into her current code. So integrate technology. She is literally going to like basically start breaking down the components of this piece of equipment bit by bit and encode it into herself so that she is able to mimic it. I do not know if there's a role. Let me check. integrate technology. It is just showing as absorb the object. Size is limited to magnitude times scar power. So yeah, that is a small object that should not be a problem.
Okay. How do your scars play into this? Do they play in
Sure.
it at all?
Yes, because she integrates basically pieces of foreign code into her own. Nidra frequently forgets important like events of her past. With all this talk of parents, none of that registers for her. Like she knows that she had them. She's read her records, and she doesn't feel any particularly terrible emotions in reference to them. But like she doesn't remember large chunks of her childhood. She doesn't remember, any particularly poignant. Like she has the data that they were there, but there's really nothing tied into it, frankly. And so there's just events, especially around her actual divergence. Like she can read her notes, she can see the work she was doing prior, but it's very hard to remember it. In fact, I have vast penalties to Nidra trying to remember certain elements of her life.
Okay. So you do this. It's something that it sounds like you do somewhat often.
Yes, it's not like she's still kind of edgy. Like she wants to get back to her apartment. She wants to actually talk to the computer, not type in the computer. She wants to talk to her computer because she's not done that today, and she's going to be a little edgy until she does that. But right now she's worried, I'm going off alone. I don't, I feel like I need to be safer about this. So she is in fact hard loaded up her gun.
Okay. I want to jump in because I want to make Nidra feel a little more worried about going out on alone. Your phone buzzes with an alert.
Okay.
There is a live news stream going out right now.
Okay.
Do you want to watch it?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like you can see there's a building. It's got the Helping Hand logo on it. There are two people at the podium, and there's like little name scrawls under it. One is for Diane Love, and the other is for someone named Corey Lattimore. Their respective jobs. For Diane, it's something manager of Helping Hand. For Corey, it is like logistics manager of Aphrodite Security Services, and they are having a conference about the things that happened last night. They're spinning what happened last night. And they show a clear picture of Nidra, a blurry picture of Gale, and a blurry picture of Francis. On the news stream, they are talking about how, they are spinning it to make it sound like you accosted their trucks, and that like the security personnel on hand they were just drivers. They weren't meant to be in any kind of scuffle or anything. And
Son of a bitch.
They don't, like, they say that the girls went with you. They imply that you kidnapped them. They do not say you kidnapped them. You know what I mean? Like they want people to think maybe you did that, but they don't say it. But unfortunately for Nidra, your face is the clearest picture.
Oh my god. She immediately, like on impulse, mutes her sister's number because she is not ready to goddamn deal with that. However, oh damn it. Okay, I need to go. How the fuck do I deal with this? Okay. Shit. Okay, so she's going to march back out. And is definitely tense. Like, fuck. Okay. Shit, this is happening right now. Is this a live feed?
Yes.
Do I think I have any chance of interrupting the live feed?
I mean, that depends on your role. I mean, I suppose.
I mean, that's fine. You can just tell me if I can't have a role. If I can.
No. That definitely, because like you have the computer skills, I would think, to be able to shut down a live stream.
Okay. Yeah, no, like it looks like she's about to storm off, and then she's like, wait, fuck it. I don't have to run. I don't have to deal with this. 1 second. God damn it. And immediately just thunks back into her chair and just aggressively starts going at this system.
So you need to beat 2 successes for the news, whatever computer security the news caster has.
The station's
there you
broadcast
go. That's
equipment.
the word that I was looking for.
Sure. Does specialty networks apply?
Yes.
Okay.
So you get 2 extra dice for that.
Yep. And are we running intelligence or wits off this?
Intelligence.
You got it. This will be a lot of fun. God, am I out of dice? 1 second. Look. Mad. And I need one more die. There we go.
If we had a dice sponsor, this is where they would be.
Hey, dice sponsors.
Yeah, okay, there we
If you
go.
want to send us your pretty dice, let us know.
Give us
You
money. Not even dice. Just give each of us money with no strings
Money,
attached and nothing
please.
in return.
Money,
Macross,
please.
I appreciate your enthusiasm, all of you.
Oh,
You
Nija, go.
we are going to beat 2. I just need to see by how obscene this is.
Make it obscene. I need ultra success.
It's
5
late.
successes.
Put
I
Diane's
think that
face where
reaches
yours
the-
is.
I think that actually does reach the like exceptional success bar or
Yeah.
whatever it's called in the system.
Yes,
Sweet.
I believe it
Five?
does. So I mean, yeah, it goes offline.
I'm gonna try and like actually horrifically scramble this, like whatever the IP they're using, wherever, like if there's a copy of the file anywhere, like they will not be able to load up this system again for hours, maybe days, depending on their IT.
Yeah,
department.
I think they're going to have to make a roll later for the news station to see if they go back up, but they're down. Their website is down, so like your picture, like their whole system's down. It's gonna take their IT people hours to unravel it. Unfortunately for you, it was live, so it means that at least a few people probably seen
Oh yeah,
your face.
yeah.
But
No.
it's relatively safe for you to.
Oh yeah, there's just that nasty flare of great, fabulous. Like my life needed to be goddamn harder today. Okay, and definitely she is jonesing now of the I need to be out of this house. I need to get shit done. Oh my god, I live in a mad life. And does turn back around, and I'm betting that this is where she runs across Francis coming the other direction at this point.
I think Francis, when they're alone, is a little different than Francis with people. And I think you catch them in the middle of like just rubbing their nose exhaustedly, and they're just like sitting on a bird's wing. Hey. Oh, you all right?
No, not at all. In fact,
Okay.
last
What's
night.
going on? Yeah.
The shit from last night, I knew they caught us, but I didn't know that they caught us that well, because of course they did. Why can't anything go smoothly anyway? So yeah, my face just plastered across like the entire Tri-County area and most of the rest of the world, depending on who gives a shit about Milwaukee TV. But they've got at least some blurry ass like cryptid shit for you and Gail, damn it. But that's what turnable, movable. I'm losing words today, damn it. Anyway, I'm
Nidra,
just gonna, yeah.
what is the next step that we can take right now?
Well, it depends. I was gonna go again, get some more subtle shit handled. But if you want to know where the goddamn fuck Diane is, I can tell you where she's standing this second. Now, I don't know if that'll be the case when we get to town in like 40 minutes, but oh my God. Yeah, so her and apparently one of the logistics for Aphrodite Security were having a press conference right this second. Which, now that I say it out loud, means we probably shouldn't do it because there are cameras and there is a highly trained security officer there. But okay,
Something doesn't make sense. Diane is
Okay.
or was a receptionist. What did she do to get a promotion?
Yeah, no, the title said manager. So
What happened?
I don't know.
Do you? All
I
right.
mean, I have
where are we going?
I have a visual. I have, first and last name. I've worked with far less to get a home address if you want to go ask her.
I think right now the most important thing, and you're gonna hate me for saying this, we got to figure out what to do about your face. Yeah.
Okay, that's a sentence we're gonna unpack in the car.
Hey. I'm coming.
Okay.
I get to come.
It is a Toyota, so you have to do the thing you hate if you're coming in the car. Like, seriously, I'm not driving the van into town.
For you, Nidra, anything. And Francis is going to ripple, and they are going to just shrink down to this 5'2" person. They have, again, that shock of pink hair, piercings, no tattoos except for, and that is still almost carved into their neck. This is going to be mimicry. Oop, okay, I got a 9. I got an 8. And I rolled 3 of them, so that's 2. And so I think that means I don't have frozen heart. So thankfully you don't get me as a stone cold bitch, which can happen. So Francis kind of morphs down. They're in that large PJ looking shirt, probably the thing they got taken off the street in. Just like that's the outfit they died in, to be perfectly honest. And they haven't changed. They have like these big baggy pants on and a pair of sneakers. And they clap their hands and rub them together. How tall is Nidra?
Nidra is probably about like 5'7". It's more stout than tall. Because again, Nidra's a big girl.
Yeah.
Nidra's rocking her 300. But yeah, so not that tall.
I mean, compared to 5'2", Francis, right? Francis just slowly looks up at you. I don't like this.
Yeah.
I don't like this view.
I mean, you can, I guess it's not look, we're just headed to my apartment, okay? So it's not going to be that long.
I call shotgun.
Yeah, God, I hope, because you're not driving.
I can't drive.
Yeah,
Francis
exactly.
hops in.
So yeah, and you see kind of this thing that you're all very used to, which is Nidra kind of has, it is getting late enough in the day that Nidra is kind of getting jonesing, and like very much it's the, like, she keeps looking at her phone even though she's driving and she's not supposed to do that. And so it's like, okay, nope, focus, we're gonna get there and then I can do whatever I want in my house. Okay. And so yeah, we're headed into town to Nidra's actual apartment.
Okay. What does Nidra's actual apartment look like?
I mean, it's kind of small. It's literally like she it's the one bedroom, one bath. She doesn't actually like have like for the longest time recently she's thought about, hey Tia, do you want to live with me for like a little bit, but then has sort of grasped that maybe that's not the best plan. So but yeah, no, there is the AC is constantly running. It is cold as fuck because there's so much equipment like piled into one room. That is her actual setup. She has like there's like little candy bowls in different places around, like there's one in the living room, there's one at the edge of the kitchen, there's one in her like workroom, and past that, like it's not college fare. Like she makes decent money, but it's very much a person who lives alone. She keeps a lot of books that she'll sit and like occasionally read, but very much she absorbs her digital media. And it's a person who doesn't intend, like, if she has to run, she doesn't intend to keep all this stuff. So like the equipment will be the biggest loss, frankly, if she has to book it. And you have no promises, having watched her do it, Fran, that she will not try to eat that entire system, and be damned what it does to her brain.
I think that's also why Francis was like, I'm going to come with you because the way that Nidra craves that technology, I think, is something we've all dealt with before. And to be alone with a computer that talks, I feel like Francis just like, I'm just gonna come with you. I'm just gonna come with you and make sure you don't go too hard. But I think they wouldn't frame it that way.
Right.
It's more like,
yeah,
I'm here because I want to party with you. But really, I think they're very concerned that with this heightened state, because they kind of invited themselves along.
Yep. No, and she's having a rough day. So
yeah.
It's very much the look, I'm gonna look into your stuff, I'm gonna look into my stuff. If I'm not talkative, I'm sorry, but you're welcome to anything else in the house. And
Nidra,
mm-hmm.
I do not feel like talking.
Okay, great, thank you.
And Francis is just going to pull up a chair like right by the window. I'm assuming because it's so small, like the window is like covered, and Francis is going to kind of keep watch on the street while idly like watching what happens and is here to bounce ideas, do anything. I think when Francis and Nidra are together, like without the group, Francis becomes a little more serious and helpful. Francis, I think, morphs and changes according to each person that they're with. Yeah. Like Clay.
And you've caught that again. There are points where Nidra's like, okay, I'm very used to organized processes, and I have to think a certain way if I want to get anything done. But she does the same thing that you've seen her do like continually, which is she grabs a Snickers bar. Like she sets up her desk the way she wants it. She has a Snickers, she has a Mountain Dew, and she just digs in.
Great. I think like Francis will eventually kind of drift over to help with whatever is needed. I don't really know how the help actions work in this, but my goal is, I don't know tech, but I know how Nidra's mind works and when she needs a question in order to organize something and when she needs quiet. So I think that is Francis's role in this kind of situation, and to talk through whatever needs to be talked through.
And what are your goals here?
Sure.
Nidra?
Nidra is going to try and priority wise look into first what is being said about, again, having shut down the initial broadcast, like what else is out there about what happened last night. And that's not just from the official statement, but from the unofficial, because people are going to talk and she wants to hear more about how that's happening. The backup, plan is, she's got this prioritized. She's like, okay, so I want to know about like Aphrodite's security. I want to, find something for like at least an address for Diane for Fran, because Fran's here and she sort of promised. And at some point, she wants to reach out to Rafi, who is her loyalty touchstone, and sort of get a read on like what this whole, basically the news with Pragma joining up with Aphrodite, and sort of try and get some tech news that he may have more access to. Or, what the fuck he thinks about, this shit.
Nidra?
Mm-hmm.
I think Francis at that point leans forward. Remember when we were on the roof and you were by the vans? This is not a helping hands area. What were they doing with cameras around? Was it CCTV footage or was it a more private terminal?
I mean, it could have been something from the van. I was right next to the van.
But they got us too. And we were on rooftops.
No, you're right. You're right. They may have tapped access to that. Okay. So
just to consider as you go in.
That I need to start looking to see where their recordings are. Like, what are they tapping to find us?
Not only that, but you come from a security area. What do cameras belong to?
Clarify.
You had a job with that security firm, right?
No. Pragma is more of a. I mean, the structure is based around using technology to enlighten the human state, and it's a lot of words, frankly. But no, it's the security is for the projects. It's not centered around the projects, at least not directly.
But they're working with you said
the Aphrodite security firm. Yeah,
I think it would be and correct me if I'm wrong, but if you could ask whomever is out there in your little box of wonder, who does the security footage belong to? Is it public? And if it's public, we have a bigger governmental problem on our hands outside of just tapping.
Okay, so I think that's going to help narrow down the focus to, she's going to start looking for like signs of where they could have gotten those images from, and sort of looking for the digital trail Aphrodite security may have left in pulling all this info.
As you do that, Francis is going to put the headphones on. It's too much silence. She can't stand it.
So part of that is really easy. You tear into the data in the photo of you. It's definitely a cell phone image. Like the guard probably took it with his cell phone when you were talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
The other two will be among your roles. So if Francis wants to help, what I need you to do is I need both of you to make I need Francis to make an intelligence computer roll first. And then if you are successful, we'll add dice to Nidra's roll.
Can I? Because it's I'm gonna be a little risky. I do not do computers very well. However, I think Francis took a lot of courses, like is more intelligent in an academic sense or an investigation sense. Can I persuade you to make this an investigation role versus a computer role to assist with like talking through something?
So I have no problem with that. But according to the rules, you are supposed to roll the same roll as the person you're helping.
Okay. I'll try my best for you, Nitra. I tried.
Of course. No, I understand. And
nothing. 3 out of 4, baby. Okay. Nothing. I look at the computer really intently and say nothing.
You start trying to talk through, and you realize Nidra's not quite there to talk through things with, because she's going to activate electrokinesis for this role. And basically just start talking directly to the computer.
Okay. Give me one moment.
Sure. And I'm activating the research aspect of that, which lowers the interval of extended actions down a step.
Okay. And you're trying to follow.
As Nidra does that, Francis is like, okay, you're in a world of your own. She's gonna lean back and slowly pull that kind of, I'm assuming it's like blackout paper. They're gonna pull the blackout paper to just keep a watch because they know your face. They assume and they know where you live, so they're gonna keep a watch while you do this because they clearly cannot help otherwise.
Actually, Nidra has points in anonymity on her sheet.
Ooh.
So she functions pretty off key, off grid in regards to, as off grid as a digital being can be. But she knows how to cover her tracks, and she uses cash when necessary, etc.
Amazing. Well, Francis will do it then just to simply feel useful.
Oh, absolutely. No. It's a great plan. But no, they don't know my address. At least not without some work.
Bless. Same. No. But I'm sure Amazon will sell my address to people. But
Okay,
I have Francis so many questions about the computer when eventually.
I need to look up one other thing, but you're going to need to get past their security system. You need to beat 5 successes.
Okay. All right. Then I will.
But give me 1 second because I want to make sure. Oh, there's the dice rolls.
Sure. Will you allow me to transfer from the research activation to input activation instead, which spoofs passwords and other access credentials?
Yes. Does that make a difference to your dice pool at all?
I will pull it up. Like I'm looking at our shortened sheet. Let me pull it up directly in the book. Okay. Okay. No, in fact, it specifically says, now that I reread, it cannot grant network access unless the server is also within range. So go ahead and disregard. We'll stay off that because I'm not standing next to their server.
Not yet.
Okay.
One day.
We'll get
Okay, yeah. So you just roll with no bonus dice.
Okay, cool. All right.
No bones.
That's fine. It's still a really good roll. All right, fingers crossed. There is not a visual change, but you can tell literally she's not typing anything. She's just concentrating.
Just all vibes.
And the screen's moving. Yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, 1 sec. 1, 2,
Suspense.
3. Look, that's
Ready?
3 zeros. So no matter what, I'm starting at a 3. Let's see if we can cook it.
Cook that baby.
Yeah.
Wait.
Okay. No, I mean, not quite. That's not the sentence we needed. Thank you.
That's very Francis.
You need
I
to do
am
something
who I
to
am.
change your face is going to be remembered
Okay.
past this session, I hope.
Yes, we will remember that, but we're angry first. We got the 5 exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so
Oh,
here's the problem. That is
yeah.
technically a failure.
Okay, noted.
Oh,
So because you're tied, you need more successes. It's not a very
Okay.
bad failure, but you need, if you had, it basically means that you tie. Like
It's a push.
Right.
Got it.
However, if you want to voluntarily take a dramatic failure, you can get a beat, which is experience, and convert this into a dramatic failure, which would mean your action fails and then something goes significantly wrong.
Okay. I mean, I think beats make things interesting. Let's go.
Okay, so you get 1 experience, and since I'm remembering now, you all have 1 experience for last week.
Okay.
Just to make sure. Um, so you get as far as you can, tracing this back. It's pretty easy when you're going through simple web traffic, but once you get to the actual like servers and stuff for Aphrodite Security Services, you run straight into a firewall for like a really, really good firewall. And you can't get past it. And then something starts going wrong. You're assuming you also have security on your laptop or your computer. It starts flagging errors. And you notice that someone is running a program in the background of your computer, attempting to punch a hole through your firewall and back at you.
No. And suddenly, like, you see her concentrating, and like, you could see where it's starting to go wrong because the concentrating gets harder, and then she looks like she has a migraine. And then literally there is just a look of panic, and pull the plug, Francis, pull the plug.
Francis is going to leap up and doesn't really know if that's literal, but like goes into the back wall and just rips the plug out of the wall. I'm mimicking. Doesn't mean I lose my strength. There's so many plugs. I don't know which one to do. I rip them all out. Maybe the socket. I take the outlet out with me and just rip it out. Outlets out of the wall.
I did this to myself.
Go into the drywall.
You didn't. You weren't specific. I don't know.
Great.
I
love it.
Fair. That's. I mean, you have plenty of strength to do that. That's.
I literally yank it out.
And that's probably going to spike the hell out of her head because she goes straight from instant connection to nothing.
Are you okay? Are you okay? Nidra, look at me. Nidra. Mm-hmm. Name 3 things that you see.
Right. Clay. Yep.
1.
Yep. Okay. Okay. My hand.
2. That's 2. Good.
Okay.
Yep. That hand is there.
My desk.
Oh my God. Amazing. You did it. That is right.
Don't patronize me. God, that sucked.
Okay. So
I'm not
Nidra,
patronizing you.
take 2 bashing damage.
Got it. Oof.
Bashing is the lowest damage. It's the easiest to heal, but it just marks that something bad happened and you got abruptly yanked out of space.
First damage, first
I was about to
blood.
say, you know that
First blood.
person who's in the middle of an MMO when the power goes out and suddenly there's a blinding. Yeah.
Why did you come and attack me specifically with that comment, Abby? I'm upset.
I knew somebody in this room would understand.
I just remembered losing a save file from when I was a kid. I'm more upset now.
So yeah, no,
no.
at that point she's literally like, she looks like her head is killing her. She looks over at what is essentially a wrecked like outlet. Like, I'm gonna have to reroute everything. No, it's not.
It's
I was about to say fleet. That was genius. And just the fact that, again, that fucked up so wildly, and she's just gonna sit and stare at the Snickers bar on the desk and just grab it and just like sit and eat for a second because she's just so fucking over it.
I'm gonna get you some Mountain Dew from the fridge. I'm assuming you have Mountain Dew. It's gamer fuel. And Francis turns around and go get some Mountain Dew.
Look, I know what keeps this fucking meat sack going. Okay, just fuck. It's caffeine, sugar. These are great caloric intake for the equipment that's running all of this.
Yeah. It also tastes pretty good too.
Yeah, it tastes really good. Thank you.
It's really good. Yeah, have at it. And Francis goes and peeks outside to make sure that didn't trigger like a location thing, that no one's here, that no one's watching them.
You're good.
We're good? Okay, I'm gonna close it. Don't think anyone is here.
It's Fran.
What happened?
So they saw me and they chased me back here. I mean, not really, not like technically. I mean, like maybe, but fuck.
How does
me
that
back.
work? Okay, but how does I know your power is you look and the computer does things. Do you actually go into the computer? They actually saw can they?
Okay, so some of it is metaphor, yes, but like I feel connected when I feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be when I connect up to these things. So to be shut out, to be I can be chased out here, and being chased out here I don't have control over that. To be chased in there, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so that's something I need to not fuck up again. Got it. I just need to get one of their phones. If I get one of their phones, I can probably do more.
We can make that happen.
Okay.
Very easily. Name the person.
I mean, we saw the guy in the van. He had a phone. I got my face fucking taken away on a phone. So
You mentioned something to me once. Something about there was a protest going on in Milwaukee, and something about turn off your phone if you go, because if someone takes a picture of you, it has an address on it, a metadata.
yeah, no, there's location metadata built into most systems.
Can you use that to find that person's cell phone?
I mean,
Can you backtrack it?
Not right now. Like gesturing at the shutdown system.
And I am sorry about that. I don't have any money, but
No,
I can give you a piggyback ride.
No, thank you, Fran. It was. I just needed the machine off. They can't read it if it's off. Not like they were reading it, and they were gonna read it. So
they didn't find anything yet.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think I noticed them looking. I don't know what they found. Yeah, anyway. Unless it's somebody like me, which it shouldn't be someone like me, I'm me. Then it will take anything they found, it'll take a while to sort through it and understand the data. So hopefully they got nothing, but even if they did, it'll take a bit.
May I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure. We got all fucking day.
I mean, we could always go for a drive, but I think you're going to be wanting your baby. And I am sorry again, but you turned yourself. Did you do it while you were there? Why do you? It seems like you're a good fit there. It seems like you know your way around there. You agree with them. Why are you out doing this against them? It's so different. I can't even imagine it.
You know why the fuck do I hate Pragma?
Yeah. You don't talk about it.
Yeah, not really. Yeah, I don't actually remember a lot of what happened. I know what I was working on. I know that it felt right that I was working on it. Like I don't, even though I don't remember that part, I remember being interested in this stuff and that it's important, that it's going to make me feel better, feel okay. And they gave me money and I liked working with them. They were so smart and involved and and I made friends. Like I have a friend, God, I don't even know if she still works there. Anyway, at a certain point I just don't remember what was happening. I can see in my notes that I decided to go through with my research. I don't even know if I officially had any permission. It's not in the notes, so I don't know. But I do know that I was still working there for a while. And the first thing that I remember afterward is seeing in the work something different, something I didn't put in there that was meant to basically do what they just did to my computer, to reach into somebody like me brain and change something the way they wanted it, like literally change a mind, but do it through the digital data connection. Take the part of them that's now part of the digital soul and adjust it so that somebody did exactly what they wanted. And I lost it. I grabbed all my things. I took my data. I don't know if they had a backup. I swear to God, I hope they didn't. And my friend at the lab, she got me through security and I ran away. And I stayed away, but I can't stay away because if they're going to do that, they're going to hurt people. And I know that you don't agree with me saying that we're special. I know that that's offensive, so I'm not going to go down that track, but seriously, to watch something like this, I know I didn't do it right. I didn't know I know I'm not right. I'm not what's supposed to be, but someday someone is. Someday somebody is going to be fucking amazing based on the sort of work that I'm doing, the sort of work that other people are doing, and I'll be damned if those fuckers are going to sit and control them. So I'm gonna ruin the one chance that we have of doing this, because they've shut me out of labs. They've ruined my reputation. Somebody else, somebody better will do the work, not them, or at least not the project I was on. That needs to be destroyed.
Francis is silent, and I think that's rare. Like you can hear the muffled sound of music, and she reaches down slowly and just shuts it off. And in the silence, she just kind of stands, and her back cracks, and she stretches it out. And she's thinking, and she walks over to the fridge and takes out a Mountain Dew for herself, cracks it open, and goes and sits next to you, and raises it up to destroying what we love.
Yeah.
If not me, then who? Oh, I forgot I don't like this. No, it's spicy water.
It's really fizzy water. Yeah.
Oh, why did I do that?
Just give it to me. I'll wipe. God.
Oh, my eyes. Oh, this is why we stay kosher. They're gonna shove the soda over to you and it's just sputtering.
Oh, I mean, Thank you, Fran. Thank you.
Do you
Anytime.
stay in your apartment or do you head back to the compound?
I think there is like a long stretch of time between the conversation and kind of sorting out what to do with the system. And I think there is a point where literally like she reaches in and basically pulls out the hard drive and we'll bring it back with her. But then yeah, we gotta go because they may honestly know where the fuck that signal originated from.
We gotta go.
Okay.
We hop in the car.
Do you have a mailbox for this apartment?
Yeah, no, I mean it's not a cruddy building. I'm pretty positive there's like a mailbox downstairs, like on the first floor.
Okay. So as you're leaving, as you go out the first floor, you notice there's a piece of paper sticking out of your mailbox. Like somebody shoved it as far as they could get it into the mailbox when they can't open it.
Fuck. She'll snatch it.
There
Who
are
is it from?
two things on this piece of paper. On one side, it looks like a flyer, and then there's a message scrawled on the back. Which do you want to look at first?
The message.
Okay, so the message says, "Here to help if you need it." And it is signed I.
Okay, and do I recognize the handwriting?
No.
Okay. And like there's a like she thinks it's a helpful, like there's a moment where she thinks she's like recognized something, but then just pauses and turns it over and looks at the other side.
The other side is a flyer. It has no address, no phone number, no way of contacting them. But it says almost the exact same phrasing, though a little less personal. Basically, that they are here to help. And it says in big block 90s like lettering, the Angel Network on the top. And then underneath as like a little slogan, here to help.
You think they're here to help?
I don't know, but if they know where I am, because I'm here fairly frequently, and they knew to put this here, I guess they could have tried to grab me whenever. So yeah, maybe they can help.
Let's take it back to the group.
Okay. May and Tia, do you want to do one last quick scene at all?
I'm down.
I was just gonna have Tia wait to try and talk with Francis, if that were at all possible, or if Fleet had any interest. But unless you had something else
we
planned.
can. I don't have anything planned. We can fast forward to Francis getting there if that's what you want.
Yeah.
House meeting.
Yeah. I think by the time we'll arrive, if it's late and what have you, and we make it like one of those like let's talk in the morning kind of things, I think Tia is just like very awkwardly and shyly just trying to go up to Francis.
Back in golem form, by the way. As soon as we stepped out of the car, I was like, "Bruh."
Stepping out of the car.
Just unfolded.
Just
There's
unfolded into a clay golem.
There's
So-
a
And then I
brief
Someone took an
moment of like
Animorphs cover.
the shocks of the Toyota creak slightly as like that last foot leaves. But yeah, no, yeah, nature just walks in defeated and leaves them to talk and just doesn't want to talk to people. But
Yeah. I think Tia will say, May, I we should hang out just to talk more. You're a good listener.
You, Tia? I think so too. You're also a very good listener, and you're too mean to yourself. You should not be so mean to yourself. You are a good person.
We'll see. But she just like kind of waits. It just stands and is just hoping to just chat with Francis for a sec.
They're back.
Francis comes to the door and I'm back and holds
How'd it
out
go?
their arms for a hug because I feel like they're one of the people who can give like May a full hug without getting
Yes,
hurt.
that's
So
what
they
I was
like
thinking. Blech.
then just slowly lower you to the ground. The little puncture marks pop back out. We're back. We can get into it later. I think Nidra needs a minute.
Of course. Could I just talk with you alone for a sec, Francis?
All right. Everyone's trying to get me alone today. And Francis is gonna join Tia wherever we're going.
Popular.
Listen, I was rude earlier, and I'm sorry for making any comment. My therapist tells me I should try and be more direct and honest with people and telling them if things have happened or if they hurt me or anything like that. And I'm trying to do better about that. I'm sorry if I'm still occasionally passive aggressive because I'm anxious. Actually, no, wait, that removes agency for me. If I'm just being passive aggressive, full stop.
I think this time Francis like drops it. I've apologized, but I died. I died, and you have to let it go. I can't keep apologizing for not contacting you, for not reaching out. I died, and you gotta stop. I can't stand doing this anymore.
No, you're right.
Things are different. Yeah. Things are
No.
different. And yeah.
You're right. And I think there's a moment of like the shadow is there, but it's the hue's very different.
Mhm.
It's much more like almost like pale purple and like palish purple and much more akin to like the comforting shadow of like moonlight, like the shadows
Yeah.
cut across like a lake during when moonlight hits it.
Mhm.
And there's like an honest, it's still aspects of the voice there, but it sounds more like Tia speaking. She
Mhm.
says, I'm sorry if I let my emotions and assumptions about having you as a friend and my interest in you become a pattern of guilt. I'm sorry I haven't recognized how much all that you deal with now still hurts or doesn't hurt, and that I've centered myself in this a bit. Okay, a lot. I'm sorry. I don't.
You
You're
know
one
the
of the.
holiday. Oh God, sorry, go ahead.
No, she's just. I just wanted. I'm glad to have my friend back. So I want to say. And she like snaps back, but she's not as disoriented as she normally is. There's just a moment of like her actually being very bare and honest with you.
You know, there's a holiday called Tashlik. Tashlik. Sorry, that was me mispronouncing that.
Okay. I may have cut it in text, but if you remember classes, you read enough, you go through enough readings that about a third of them you forget about by the next week. But please, I like hearing you talk about such things.
It's a holiday during Yom Kippur where you go to a body of water and you take your grief and your sins and your guilt that's been weighing on you and others, and you let it float away. You let it float. This is your journey to go on. At a certain point, it's less about me. I'm happy to be your friend and in your life. You know that, and you've known that since before we became this. But it's time to forgive yourself. You didn't lose anyone, willingly or not. Change happens. And at a certain point, we're going to have to be okay with it because there's no alternative. Yeah.
Faith and action, not just belief. Yes. And not just by belief in each other, but in actions we do for one another. Yes.
I remember that class. Yeah.
I think she moves close and she just asks for a hug. That was all. And if you say no, she is.
I think it's gonna be the big clay hug, and it's just gonna be a big lift up and a big squeeze, and gives you a little pat and lets you down. And then slowly reaches over. There's a record player in every fucking room that has been stolen or taken from different places, and plays just a gentle record and starts like dancing and like moving back. And it's like it's just a song. And I think it floats throughout the house and it drifts to everyone. And it's My Way. It's Frank Sinatra's My Way. And it just floats through every room, and it floats over to where May is, by herself thinking about that conversation, or it floats up to Nidra where she's, having that migraine and hurting, and wherever Gail might be in her birdhouse. But I think that's the song, like, Frances just fucking blasts it.
You are muted, dear.
That is, sorry about that. That is going to be where we end tonight. Let's quickly run through our wrap up, starting with Nidra. Where can we find you on the internet?
Hi there. Yeah. So I have been playing Nidra Nikorchik, but I am Abby and will continue to be Abby in all of the spaces. You can find me on Twitter at Clarion Call, one word, and you'll see that on the overlay. But yeah, it was an absolute pleasure, and looking forward to more on this story.
And on to May.
I was muted. Hello, I was May, and I will continue to be May, but my real name is Jessie, and you can find me on Twitter at Egglasses. That's EGGLASSES, and I do a bunch of business stuff, and I'm a big old nerd. And there's probably more stuff I could say, but that's basically the gist of it. So yeah, we will see you next week. Tune in, invite your friends. It's going to be a great time with lots of emotions.
Okay, and on to Frances.
Hello, my name is Fleet. I play Frances Erlitz, the ex-OTD, and I play the Clay Golem. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can find me at Fleet_Dietrich on Itch, on Twitter. Find me there on Al Gore's internet. And then, yeah, thank you all so much for joining in. It was a pretty RP heavy session. Next time, I'm sure Sophia is going to really take us the hell out.
All right, and Tia.
Hello there, lovelies. It's an absolute pleasure to have had you here for however long you stayed, whether it was just tuning in for the beginning, tuning in for the middle, or being here the whole time. We appreciate your support, whether you are an active chat person or you are a lurker. I'm Angela. I use she, her pronouns, and I played Christiana Oliveira. You can find my game design work and a little bit of my poetry over at Voice of the Phoenix on itch.io. You can find my poems over on Philosophem on Patreon. And you can generally find me here on Wednesdays for our Lancer game, where I play a similarly emotionally intense, yet a little bit different vein of tough gal dealing with a lot of feelings. But yeah, I am, as always, blessed to share this wonderful, wonderful digital space with a group of people who I could not express higher praise for so much good RP. But I will also take time to praise and hand it over to our own fantastic Nerdy Teddy.
Thank you. Real quick, everybody, don't forget to check out Arnica as well. Yes, I'm Nerdy Teddy. You can find me on Twitter at Nerdy Teddy. Usually I'm over on Nerds with Dice, where I will be Saturday. We're doing a little Yu-Gi-Oh tournament for charity. We are raising money for the Break It Alliance. It will start 11 p.m. EST. We will be doing characters. We have a whole thing planned. We got all kinds of stuff. So please come join us and help support a great cause. And I will believe we have a raid ready to go. We'll be raiding somewhere in here. Annabelle of Air. So thank you, everybody. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.